everybody, welcome to Zine Cuisine. So we have a very special review for you today. It is Cade's Big Book of Booze. If you are a D&D friend, like fiend, and you really love role-playing, you love dice-based strategy games, this is a mod for D&D. And it is written by Justin Isaac, who I'm going to say it, we're partial to here because we're friends. So I'm reviewing this because A, it's super important for adults to have their own adult humor sometimes. And when you're playing a game, you don't always want to play an orc. You don't always want to play some sort of lithe fairy or a cleric or something like that. Sometimes you just want a halfling. You want a halfling that likes to drink a lot, because that's how the halfling do. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and review this, and I promise you, get your hands on a copy. Justin Isaac and the Lone Bards. Makes me want to drink myself right now. I wonder if I have any more of that mead left. So this is Cade's Big Book of Booze by Justin Isaac. Let's start that. This is Cade's Big Book of Booze by Justin Isaac. So what this is a supplement for, well, they're saying the 5th edition of the world's most popular tabletop RPG, but we all know it's D&D. So let's just go ahead and say D&D for the sake of getting forward. Great, interesting splash when you first open it. You get the cover art by David Coppoletti. I believe David is the other part of the Lone Bards. And I mean, look at his face. He just looks like a halfling that's trying to get into trouble. This is Cade. He is just a lush. He's a lush. Let's not beat around the bush. Cade Ashworthy is a gluttonous halfling, world hopper, and hedonist. Originally from a small coastal town, a mishap in his studies transported him into a divine fest hall. Right there, it's telling you that this is a riot. It really is. If you're looking for a new D&D character, an NPC to play, this is definitely going to be one to kind of surprise your friends with, because they're going to expect you to be like an elf or an orc or something like that, some sort of rogue, and you're going to come up with a drunk halfling, and they're just all going to be go, what? So, he is unaligned. I don't know if that is a character designation that some people like. I kind of prefer unaligned because you can kind of customize that. So, you've got some different conditions. Saving throws, skills, a lot of languages, a lot of, brave, halfling, nimbleness, all that good stuff. The intoxicated condition is something that is just for this character. So it is a boon and also somewhat of a demerit when it comes to doing certain moves. So your intoxicatedness, if that's a word, can help you and it can hinder you at the same time. You've got a couple of, this is really cool, The Way of the Drunken Boxer. So this is a martial art and demon in a bottle, don't feel a thing, drunken swagger, shake it off. And I actually imagine myself doing a lot of these in my early 20s without even knowing that's what I was doing. So you've got some spells. You've got Sober Up is actually a spell. Sauce. It's hilarious. Mundane beverages. So you go through the beverages as well. Halfling syrup, grog, drafts, firewater. There's one here that, you get your pale ales, your brews, all that. Where is it? We got magical drinks, curse brews, but this one right here, being in the Virginia region, this one just really cracked me up. White Lightning. And I'm going to read this. I know they call it White Lightning, but this good old boy took it literally. The stuff packs a kick, and I like it. That is straight up moonshine, folks. That is moonshine. That's what moonshine feels like right there. Lightning in a bottle. So there's a lot of humor in here because Justin is a really funny guy. So you can't not have your humor show up in a character that you're creating. It just does not work out too well because then you're just completely faking your character, and that's not good either. This right here, that could put a hurt down on somebody, and I almost want to start a campaign just so I can deal with a keg golem because it's too cool. This one's booze. Booze. I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it. It's a large, unaligned ooze monster, and look, that is some beer gone bad. Straight up. That is kind of almost frightening, and I can imagine the color. So, this is definitely something to get. In this book you'll find, let's see, a drunken wizard, a new condition, intoxicated, that lets you get the most out of alcohol in your game, the way of the drunken boxer, booze-related spells, a new weapon, magical items, plethora of booze, mundane and magical, and new alcohol-related foes for your players to face. This could almost become a drinking game for you and your crew. You could make it happen. You really could. Make some of these drinks. I want to know that you did it. I'm sure Justin does too. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a PG as far as content, because alcohol, some, PG kind of parental guidance suggested. Other than that, I'm going to give this one a straight up 2 thumbs up. This is awesome. I love gaming zines. I think that they add so much to the complete D&D experience, and getting outside the normal manuals is super important when you're working on a campaign, just to kind of give you a breath of life. The same characters over and over make for a super boring campaign. I will put the links below on how you can acquire this for your bag of holding. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. So that's Cade's Big Book of Booze. If you want to get this, you obviously want to get this. If you are into gaming, you're into zines. I mean, it's a half-page style zine, and it's really nice thick stock. You need to get this for your D&D shelf. I don't care if you drink or not. That's beside the point. It's fun. It's fun, and it's a definite testament of love of halflings, because as a halfling myself, and also self-proclaimed hobbit, what do we like to do? We like to drink, we like to eat, we like to have a fun time. That's what hobbit do. We've gotten some mail in, and the one thing I really like about getting mail is we get some zines that normally they're not in the Southeast. We are in the Virginia region, close to North Carolina, so this is the region we generally go to until we get a little more steam. We can start going to like Chicago or Boston. Outside of Cambridge, there's MICE. I really would love to be able to go to MICE and do some interviews. So until we get to travel a little bit, we're kind of stuck in our whole NCVA kind of realm. I get to give you the links so you can get zines from different parts of the country. We have got some from Bushwick Grill Press, which we're going to do a great episode with that one. We're going to cook some of the recipes in there, and I'm ecstatic over this because we've had disagreements, David and I, over which ones we're going to do first, but there's a couple of really tasty ones in there. We have a nice group from Portland Button Works, and Zine Distro, that's going to be a whole episode on its own. And we have another lit zine. Oh yes, that's another thing. If you want to send zines for us to review, generally what we're going to do is we're going to recycle these back into the community, whether it be different giveaways, because I like to do giveaways. I think after we finish this 100 subscriber giveaway, we might do one at 250, and I want to do one on the Instagram as well. So I want these zines to go back into the community, and I want people to have a fair chance to be able to get a package of awesomeness. Buttons, patches, you name it. A couple things from us here, and Chris Color, and a couple of friends from the Virginia area. Because unless you get to go around the country and buy zines, or go to UK, or go to Canada, which I know I can't do, because the zine life is, we do it like this because we broke you. We all work day jobs. We just want to get our information out there. We want to get our information into the hands of other people, our comics, our photography, our art, our writing, our games. We want our passions to be out on the page so we can share it with everybody else, because y'all love it too. Y'all love zines. I make zines. I collect zines. That's what we do here. So we want you to send us in zines, because we want to put those zines in the hands of other people as well. So if you need to, give us a message. If you're on Instagram, it's Zine Cuisine Channel. We're on Twitter as well. Send us a little message, and I'll give you our address so we can, like, you know, get some zine going. I want to send packages back to people who send us zines too, because we've got a lot of zines and art and whatnot I can put together as a thank you. So it's not going to be one-sided. I will send things out to people who send to us. It's only fair. It's really awesome that you're even thinking about sending to us. So go ahead, if you can, subscribe. Remember, hit 100. Giving a big old gifty away. Subscribe, hit that little bell, comment, tell us what you like, and we'll see you next week with a recap of Big Lick Comic Con, which is amazing, and it's in Roanoke. If you're in Roanoke, Western Central Virginia, or you want to travel to a little 2-day con that's not so little anymore, it's really gotten big, and so the greatest people run that. The Suppin Bros are just too cool for school, and I love it. I love this con. It is our home con, other than Heroes Con in Charlotte. So we like to go and see all of our friends. We'll do some mini interviews, which I'm pretty stoked about. And we'll do a little, like, run through. We'll do a question of the day. I'm going to go ahead and do the Y zines to a few people, but I'm going to ask a lot more people who don't really know what zines are if they know what a zine is, because education is first and foremost, and knowledge is power. And the more you know, and go Joe, and all that good jazz. So, again, see you next week. Monday will be the recap. I think I'm going to throw an episode up on Wednesday, and we're going to work on another one for Friday, because we've gotten some other mail as well. Thanks for coming. Bon appetit. Boop.